This is the team Naga's Nerds, and these are the goals of the first sprint which we are able to achieve. First was to authenticate if the user is an ASU student and fetch the schedule. Second was to scrape the building's data of various campuses and populate it into a Firebase. And third was to render maps of the ASU campuses. All three of these tasks are supporting tasks which will be very crucial moving forward in the project. We were able to complete all of them. On the first task, Madhu Madhavan and Krishna were working. The second task, me, Siddharth, and Maria were working. In third, Rahul and Ritesh were working. Now let's go through our sprint one tasks and stories. So this was our sprint one. We were able to complete most of the tasks except for this, which we have put into the second sprint. If we have a look in our second sprint, we can see that work is moving forward great, and we are able to achieve what we are planning in the second sprint. We have only a few stories here right now, as rest have been added to the sprint too.
Hi. As part of the sprint one, I worked on setting up the user authentication. As we only have the ASU website as a single point of authentication, we are scraping the ASU website with the credentials user passed in the application. For this, as the scraping in C# is a bit difficult, we wrote the scraper in Python and we deployed it in the AWS EC2 instance. So my corresponding Git commits are here. You can see I created a new API branch, and there are 4 commits for around 2 weeks. And there is one more branch which you created called WebScript C#. Even this, apart from this, you can see this is the final API which I developed. So this is the EC2 instance IP address, and this is the corresponding endpoint. Now you can see whenever the user get auth with his credentials, we just take these details and the ASU website and scrape. If the user authentication is successful, we get the locations. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Madhu. So in the sprint one, I've been working on the user story, which involves creating an authentication part for the application. I've been working with Krishna, and I've been working on a couple of tasks. The one task is like developing an authentication program in C#. So let's check out the code. So this is the C# code which I created. I'm going to compile it. This will create like an executable file. So if you see, this is the executable file which it created. So we're going to execute it using the Mono framework, and we're going to pass the credentials as command line arguments. So when we pass in the correct credentials, it returns true. When I try to pass the wrong credentials, it's gonna return false. And this is the respective git commit for the C# script. The other thing which I worked on is creating a EC2 instance. So this is like a EC2 instance. Myself and Krishna like deployed the script, and we are using it as an endpoint for the login using the API in the application. And this is the documentation for the AWS part. Thank you.
Siddharth, and I would like to showcase the work I did for sprint one. This was the user story on which I worked to scrape and add location details to Firebase. And these were the tasks completed by me, which were like gaining knowledge on web scraping details of the campuses from the ASU websites, storing them in Firebase, and accessing them in Unity. I'll just run my code. This is my Firebase sample project. You can see the buildings have started populating. They have the building details, and this is for the Polytechnic campus. Soon this will populate for the other campuses as well. This was done by fetching data from the ASU buildings page for each campus and getting the details for each building. I worked by making a separate branch called WebScrape Firebase, and I made gradual commits throughout the sprint. For few of the tasks, I wrote the task number, and these are the other tasks which I worked on. See, for the Tempe and the Polytechnic campus, the buildings are populating. Thank you.
Hi, so for the previous sprints, these were my tasks. These were cruise tasks, and one more task was there, access to data from Firebase. It is the data from Firebase Unity, but this wouldn't be completed fully, only a part of this is being done. The corresponding git commits include I created a branch, Unity with Visual Studio, and these are the commits, a PDF file explaining all the steps, and a Unity project, demo project. So this was a Unity demo project done to test the integration of Unity with Visual Studio. I'm clicking the play button here in seconds. I can also move the object, the arrow keys on the keyboard. So the corresponding C# script was written in Visual Studio. So this shows the integration, and also, so this is a Firebase task. So the data, all the data is there in the Firebase database, all the building names. So the task was to fetch all these building names, ARing building, all the building names to Unity, but everything, all the building names wouldn't be fetched. Only the first building name would be fetched in Unity. So this is Unity. I'm clicking test in the first building name. That data is being fetched from the Firebase database to Unity.
Hello. So for sprint 1, my task was to research on uses of Unity 3D with Mapbox and also making a document on how to link Unity with Mapbox and issues faced. So this is my commit on GitHub. Let's see. So this is the view of ASU. We can change our settings. Like the data source can be changed to satellite, Mapbox light, Mapbox streets, and we can also change the angle of the view.
Hi, this is Ritesh. I'm going to show you the task I worked on in Sprint 1. So the user story I worked on was user story 2. As a user, I want to see the list of building names so that I know what buildings are available in the university. So I worked on tasks that helped me to implement this user story. So the first task I worked on was to implement a data set, which implement a data set, and then I did a research on how to do map styles in Mapbox. Then I designed a map style in Mapbox and implemented it. Then later, after designing the style, I have installed Mapbox to preview and check the style feasibility on my mobile app. Later, once all these were done, I added an additional task, which was research to set map bounds. So this I've written the code for this, but I've not implemented it as this was just a research task. So this integration of this task wasn't done. So I'll be showing you my Git code now. So as you can see, we have our branches and features development is mine. So while committing, I've put the task number as well. For few research tasks, there were no commits, and for few research tasks, there were documentation. Rest of the tasks had a commit because they involved code. So as you can see, now this is task 18 had implementation of dataset. So this is a GeoJSON dataset. Similarly, task 32 was to do research on map bounds. So this is a map bounds HTML which sets bounds to the map which will be rendered on the app. And this is the documentation on Mapbox styling as per task 29, which was research. And implementation of it was a style bit for which I got a URL. I'll be showing that next. So coming to Mapbox Studio, initially while creating a style, the process is we create a data set, then we create a tile set, and then we go to styles. So this is a Tempe campus data set. This is just a demo data set. I didn't involve all the buildings in it. I just involved a few to just check initially. So this was created, and then these are the like we can draw polygons, and this is okay. I'm actually checking. So yeah. So this is the data set where I've implemented it. Once you can export it, once you export it into your tile sets, you'll be seeing something like this, Tempe campus. Once your tile set is done, you can see it here. Yeah. Now this is a layer which you can implement on your style, which I'll be showing you. So I've created a few styles, so map 1 basic and map 515, and I've chosen map 1 to be more apt for our application. So we decided to go with map 1. So yeah. So I did a research on what kind of roads and what kind of buildings we need to depict for it to be more friendly and for it to be more user friendly. So we toggled with all of this and set all of these left fields as per our requirements, and then we even implemented the tile set data layer. I'll be showing you that this here, yeah, the Tempe campus. So we can see it here in our map actually. So yeah, this is the data set, the Tempe campus. So this data set is implemented so that the routing will be fast and done in a more efficient way. Now, once all the style and everything, whatever we want to see is done, we can export the style into our Unity, which would be like share. You go to share, and then you get an option here: Web, iOS, Android, Unity. You go to Unity. This is your style URL, and this is your access token. You can go into Unity, get into the map box, get your access token verified, and then integrate your style into your map. So this and for the task. For the task 26, install Mapbox and Studio Preview on mobile. I have screen recorded the usage of that map style on my phone, which I'll be attaching to this video. So these are the tasks covered by me in Sprint 1.